Let's go!
Listen, Shedeur and Ross has been my QB1 for this particular class for quite some time.
It's Shedeur Sanders, a quarterback you want to lead your franchise. It's an ambiguous NFL draft class because we don't know who's going to go number one overall. Should the Titans select Shedeur? What about the Giants? I understand there's a lot of smoke here with the Cleveland Browns. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down his best game and his worst game of the year. We'll also mix in a few different clips. We'll start off with the bad game. Now, let's take a look at this 4th and 1. You get quads to the left side, and guess what? You have a 3-man rush. So, once again, I know there's going to be a bunch of old schoolers. Why on 4th and 1 are you in shotgun in a quad formation? Are you freaking kidding me? And the funny thing about it is a few things do actually open up. Okay, so this ball right here could be completed for a first down. He passes that up. Now, it would have been bang, bang because there is a defender right here. So now we get to here, and Shedeur Sanders sees an open Travis Hunter, but he doesn't see him, right? What he's doing here is he's actually throwing this second level route from 14 right here, Shepard, who's from my home state of Louisiana. So he's trying to throw it there, but he did have Travis Hunter. But he also could have just run for this, right? You make this DT miss right here, you're getting vertical and picking up this yard. So he makes a high level of difficulty throw, and it's behind him. If we're going to keep it a buck, a main reason why Shedeur did not have a good game was the offensive line of Colorado went back to their old ways, right? His first year with the Buffaloes, the offensive line was abysmal. This year it was a little bit better. This was a very exotic blitz, but there's really not a whole lot he could have done about this, right? Unblocked A-gap pressure, or just a lot of A-gap pressure, is the worst type of pressure to give up. So they do end up blocking the A-gap, but it's actually the B-gap, which is very central, by the way, because the center got very skinny. And obviously this was a more vertical route on 2nd and Pueblo. And obviously you take a sack. All right, let's get to this 3rd and 12. And I absolutely freaking love this play. It's one of my biggest pet peeves when quarterbacks think they need to pick up all the freaking yards, okay? This is a very, very, very exotic pressure that's being called. So they're bringing a slot corner blitz. It's a 3-man rush with the QB spy built into it, okay? So this honestly is just really good stuff by Shedeur. You see how far back these defenders are. Nothing is going to be open deep. So let's just work underneath to Travis Hunter. If you're short of the line to gain, guess what? You can just go for it on 4th. And what happens? Well, Travis Hunter goes full Travis Hunter. I don't know why teams just don't take him number 1 overall. I mean, do you see the freaking burst after the catch right here? This is ridiculous. He's an alien. I am going to be hard-pressed to find a better player in this draft than number 12. But that was really, really, really good quarterbacking. Now, this is a massive Shedeur Sanders problem, and it goes back to a video I posted last year where I said I just didn't like him at all when it comes to being an NFL quarterback. I have more so talked myself into it, but this is a quality that one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL has, Geno Smith. You've got to avoid disaster plays. Okay, it is 3rd and 3. First thing is he is fading in this pocket, so we wouldn't really even want him throwing off his back leg right here. I understand with a 3-man rush there is some pressure up the middle right here, but the one thing we don't want to do is just take a disaster sack. This protection is the absolute worst, but still, in this spot, let's just get out of this situation. But he gives so much ground right here that he can't throw it away, right? He's still in the tackle box, and this is just a sack you just cannot take. I mean, look at this. I understand the pressure was abysmal here, but this is a 20-plus yard sack. It makes a field goal that much tougher. Then you can't go for it on fourth either. I normally don't mind sacks on third and medium in the end goal situation because the field goal is still within distance. But to take a sack this disastrously is just bad. Okay, so we get to this 3rd and 7. He's already taken 2 sacks. Neither were his fault, but once again, he takes these disaster sacks. So they bring a slot corner blitz. It's very Spagnola-ish. Guard sees it late, and Shedeur sees it, and he tries to do this move that does work quite a bit, this thing that Russell Wilson really mastered early in his Seattle career, spinning out this way against the grain of the defender. He's not able to get out of it, okay? And I do think he has a tendency to believe he's a little bit more athletic than he actually is. Now we get to an INT from Shedeur Sanders. Is this his fault? Well, kind of, okay? Because if you see this vertical and you like it and you're looking right at it, throw it, okay? But he finally does get to it, and he still fits it in there beautifully, all right? Safety gets hit hard, ball is popped up into the air, and it ends up getting picked, okay? We need a single digit to make that catch. Instead, he flops like a fish, and it is an INT going the other way. So as you can see, Colorado is getting the doors blown off of them. Now, I will defend Shedeur here. Yes, some of it is his own undoing, but this was a poorly put together game from Colorado's coaching staff. I mean, they got outcoached so badly in special teams, defense. I mean, it was a really chaotic performance on multiple fronts. But what you'll see here, while his legs are getting taken out from under him, he on this 3rd and 6 makes something out of nothing, and he gets it to Travis Hunter, and then, of course, Travis Hunter had himself a pretty good day, right? Like 2 freaking ridiculous yak plays. I mean, that's just filthy. I mean, it's so filthy. Where are you going, number 3? He trips his own guy, and it's a tutty. So we get to a bad pick here from Shedeur. I understand the score is a lot to a little, so, you know, as a player, you're kind of like, man, what are we even playing for at this point? We're in this bowl game. And once again, his offensive line gets absolutely abused. When you get to this point, though, you do just need to hit your check down, right? You're not going to pick up all the yards, but instead he extends the play. This is the most blatant hold in the history of holds right there. So in that case, I mean, Shedeur, I think, is actually just trying to throw this away. And, well, there's a DB right there ready to pick it off. Now you get more of that great Shedeur Sanders touch, baby. You roll out to the right side, and, man, this is just ridiculously good quarterback play. Could have hit that into the flats, but no, he goes to the second-level concept. Travis Hunter slipped. He was actually supposed to be the vertical clear-out here, but, man, look at that ball location. Bang. Once again, the game is over, and they're going to play mostly quarters and cover 6, so this actually is just cover 6. You have cover 4 on this side, cloud corner, or just, you know, man everywhere he goes at the bottom right here. So if you have any inbreakers, this is a weakness of that defense, and Shedeur sees it. This time he actually does have a pocket to pick apart this defense. You know, this is honestly really, really, really good anticipation right here. You can see he's ripping it now, okay? Could it have been a half second sooner? You know, everybody could say it could be a half second sooner. It was really good to me. And the only issue I have with this is the ball location. You know, if I am throwing an inbreaker like this and I see a safety is right there, maybe this ball right here could be a little bit flatter so you're not getting your guy crushed. But, I mean, it's still fine. And it's a ridiculous catch right there by Uno. Makes a play and almost scores. All right, so remember, Shedeur took that bad red zone sack. There's not many quarterbacks you'll ever see that is more creative in the red zone. I mean, he has so many highlight throws. And if I were to ask you right now, where do you think he's actually throwing this football for a touchdown, okay? Give it your best shot. Is it going to be this guy? Is it going to be this guy? Is it going to be this guy? In this spot, throwing this football is dangerous, right? You got a corner right here. He's covered. But look at the vision right here by Shedeur. He sees his leaking fullback has a little window right here, and he puts it on his upfield shoulder away from the defender. I mean, look at this. Bang. That is unfreaking real right there. Love to see it. So was this just a bowl game or something worse than that? Obviously, Shedeur was mostly great this year. Colorado really didn't have a whole lot of opt-outs. Most of their offensive line in this game was intact. They just laid an egg. So, yes, the players that actually did opt in to play, they stunk. And that included Shedeur. Now, I don't think either of the picks were really that bad. In particular, the first one wasn't his fault. I think that 4th and 1 mistake was really big, though. Just run that, right? Pick it up yourself. But other than that, yeah, bad game from Shedeur. Terrible sack. And by the way, they did end up missing that field goal. But overall, I just don't think it was as bad as his 18.6 QBR showed. Now, here's what we're going to do. I went on ahead and broke down his worst game. I need Colorado fans to tell me what was his best game. Comment below because I want to do a full breakdown of that one, okay? It is our NFL. Boom! It's so important to note that there really wasn't a whole lot Shedeur can do about how bad Colorado was on special teams and on defense, right? But still, tonight we are doing lemon pepper chicken wings. Let's go.